Do I love this machine? I recently shot a video talking about the 10 things I hate what this loader's capable of. Am I glad I bought this machine? You're trying to make your dollars and your investment stretch as far as you can. Do I wish I bought a different machine, looked at it and said, I think he's looking at it objectively, but a lot of people didn't. Welcome to the Okie Woodsman channel. I am glad that you're here. We are growing, we are having fun, we are doing all sorts of stuff on our rural Oklahoma property. This channel has just been developing over about 2 years time frame. This tractor that you see behind me is a relatively recent addition. It's been here for about 4 or 5 months. We are essentially building everything you see here live and on YouTube. I recently shot a video talking about the 10 things I hate about this machine. Just because that title was there and I listed 10 things that I don't prefer or I hate or that I wish were a little different doesn't mean that I think this is a bad tractor. A lot of people can't seem to grasp how you can be simultaneously happy about a machine but also talk about how it could improve. I view it the same way as, well, let's put it this way. Toyota sent me a survey one time talking about, hey, what do you like? What would you like to see on the next one? I answered a lot of those questions like, hey, keep it simple. That's why I like Tacomas. But, you know, they chose to go with a different style engine with turbo and all of that. Guess what? I'm no longer interested in a new Tacoma. While we're talking about the tractor, it's okay to recognize things that could be improved. Of course, if I threw more money at it, it would be different, right? Because if I threw more money at it, yes, I would have rubber floor mats. But you know what? That was part of what I disliked, is it didn't come with rubber floor mats. I was spending close to $40,000 and they didn't have, or Coyote didn't have it within their heart to give me a rubber floor mat. Do you see my point? Now, a lot of people think that I was whining or complaining, said that I should sell it. If I dislike it that much, I should sell it. I also said that there was 2 options, TYM and Coyote. That's it, because of the lifting capacity. One of the major complaints I had in that video was the loader functionality, and in particular, the geometry. I understand, you know, with a different type of forks, possibly, this is tilted back as far as it can go. Okay, so with a different brand of forks, you could potentially be able to tilt back more at really low to the ground. Okay, that's true, but again, Mike's TYM can do that at ground level with a vertical back plane. Not a huge thing for most people. I brought up a circumstance where it does matter here, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna move these 3 totes of wood, and if you notice, my camera is level. That is how off kilter my ground is. We're gonna pick those up. I'm gonna go take them up to where I'm storing my wood for now. And by the way, the weather has turned incredible. It's just so much warmer than it was 2 weeks ago or even a week ago. But I'm gonna go ahead and fork those. The tote on the left, I think, is gonna be one of the lighter ones. It's not stacked as tight because that was the last one we did. That was the first one we did. And so I want to use that. You split it good? First try, huh? Gave it a good whack. I like it. I like it when you get excited about your accomplishments, man. Man. Nice red oak right there. Good deal, man. You guys having fun? Good. Nice. Thank you, guys. Where was I? We're going to go ahead and move these, get them up out of the way, and I'm going to use the tractor, and I intend on taking this tote of green white oak. We're gonna just play with the tilt functionality on it, okay? Go up there where it's a little flatter, and we're gonna see what this loader's capable of. Now, this could be stacked probably a little bit more here. I'll probably throw a little bit. We were kind of in a rush trying to get this done. There we are, I think. We'll do a little bit more here. Oh, they're over there still swinging. They want to swing. That's good. Nice to get a break from the video games, right? When I put all those totes there, I think I put them in a position where I should be able to get them with my tractor. I sure hope so. I can tell my little boy's been on this. Seat's always all the way forward. See, that's the forks being tilted all the way back. All right, no more. I can tilt down. That's it. A lot of people also mention that you should be running the idle up way higher. Share with me if that's true. I'm able to tilt this load no problem at all. Okay? That's a good thing. So I'm gonna keep this load low because I don't have ballast in my rear tires, and I have a video about that coming up. I don't have a problem with, I mean, I'm not too steep right now, but I wouldn't mind being able to tilt that tote potentially a little bit more back. But that was just a small example. And I'm actually not having a problem manipulating this tote right now, so that's a good thing. This wood could potentially be a little bit more dry. My tote could be light. And you'll see me curving this way, and the reason why is I'm getting a straight, I'm trying to get a straight shot up my hill. I'm gonna tilt forward, so that way I don't dump my wood out on my tractor. Going up this hill. All right, and it's starting to want to fall out the front. I don't know where to put this tote at. I don't have a good place for it. All right, we're gonna go grab another tote here in just a moment. So I'm trying to tilt back there. Shoot. This stack of wood is not as tight as it should have been, and so that is not good looking. If you notice that these right here stayed together a little bit better, this last tote was kind of stacked in a hurry, and so because of that, it doesn't have a real good uniformity, and it's not one to stay together real good. I suspect that's why I was able to tilt it so easily. It's really important to easily be able to manipulate your load. And this is doing good right now because I can tilt. Well, I don't know if I'm tilted all the way back or not. Let's see, I'm gonna tilt forward. Okay, I'm tilted all the way back. All right, so I'm carrying the load here. Mike wants to know if I like the knob. I'm undecided entirely. It's useful for sure, but I never felt as if I needed it. But at the same time, now that I have it, I might find that I would really miss it if I didn't have it. Someone was talking about, you know, the Kubota, you know, because I mentioned that the Kubota having a nicer loader, and the reality is that's true. But this pedal arrangement is far superior on this versus the Kubotas. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, definitely watch some videos or sit on the machine and imagine doing that for hours, because I have. I'm in medium right now. That's pretty impressive. I'm just gonna have to go this way with the totes. I don't have enough room and I don't want to block my bucket in. We're gonna go here. My wife's not gonna like it, but she's not here, and this is what's gonna make the most sense. That tote is light. We didn't fill that tote enough. This last tote should be the heavier one, and I'm curious if I'm gonna experience anything differently with the forks. So far, it's doing exactly what I would want it to do, and there can't be a complaint there. With the exception that the manipulation is a little bit less than what I would prefer. I have a problem. I might have put this too close to the piles. This is a heavier load for sure. Okay, I want to reset this down now that I'm in a better position, because I'm definitely on this side of the loader and I don't want to be. I'm on the right side, I'm heavy. So I'm going to try to center this back up. Oh, let's do a tilt test here, okay? Okay, let's do this at idle. Let's experiment. So here's the tote getting picked up at idle. No problem at all. Okay, now I'm going to tilt it forward a little bit. It's tilting it no problem. I wish I had a better documentation of my experience on the loads. These woods have been cut for a little while. I don't know how much moisture has evacuated out of them. I don't know what exactly the story is, but and this has a lot of bark on it. I don't know what percentage, you know. Right now the loader is working perfectly sufficiently. No complaints at all on that. And let's tilt it, let's go down with it. And this is all at idle. And you should be able to do loader work at idle. Okay, so I don't think that's, I don't know if I'm maxed out or what. Maybe my perception is that I can't tilt, and I can. Because I'm not able to tilt back anymore. I feel like the tote is leaning forward. From here it looks like it's leaning forward. Yes. Yeah, yes, I've reached a limit. I don't know what it is. I put my idle up, and if you notice, I think when these are bottomed out, that this cylinder goes all the way back in, I think. I could be wrong, but to me the tote looks like it's leaning forward a little bit. And I would like it to lean back. In fact, come over here and I'm gonna set it down and let's see if these cylinders retract, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this down, and then I'm gonna try to tilt it back. So here again, so I'm gonna show you here that I'm gonna try to curl back, and I have my idle up. So, oh, dang it, I accidentally let it down. So there, I'm trying to curl it back and it's not. Go show those things. All right, they still there? Okay, back up. Show. Okay, I'm gonna go down with it. Are they maxed out now? Are they all the way in? What about now? They're maxed out? So I was able to put my load down, take some weight off of it, and I was able to then get those back. Now keep in mind, when this is all the way maxed out, my load is level when at ground. So if that is out by 1/2 inch or 1 inch, that's a lot of slope on that end. And again, this is not as heavy of a firewood tote as I could pick up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So here we are, we're all the way tilted back. See, I would like to tilt it forward and manipulate it, but the problem is if I tilt it forward, I'm not sure if I'll get it tilted back. but I want to make sure I don't drag my pallet off of the forks. See, I could probably go lower. Yes, I can. But see, I start scraping. I like to have it a little bit higher. So load manipulation is critical. The tractor is handling the weight on the uneven surface. Obviously, you want as flat ground as possible, but I don't know about you, but I didn't get to determine how flat my ground was. That's way up high. I have that way up high, but the problem is going uphill with it. Oh, that was dumb. I'm able to manipulate my load, thankfully. So you saw me be a less than perfect tractor operator, and I don't know about you, but you might be the less than perfect tractor operator as well. I accidentally did that. See, I can't tilt that back. So that was throttle all the way up, and I'm not able to tilt it back. And I would like to be able to tilt it back right now. See, I gotta set it down. Yeah, I can't tilt it, and even if I throttle up. While you're doing loader work, it's better to have the throttle down, in my opinion, because the hydraulics are less jumpy. That's just a little bit of a clarification as to what I was experiencing with the loader. I think in most circumstances, if you're not operating the machine near the limit, I think that you're going to be fine. Now, it's really funny because I had myself totally believing that there was not an issue and that I was crazy. But then when I went over there and I found that, you know, there's that 1.5 inches, and that makes a big difference on the end of a fork, it just felt not quite as good as it ought to have, in my opinion. Now, Mike has been moving totes of hickory around, and they may be more seasoned. So maybe, just maybe, his tractor was able to easily manipulate those totes because the wood was lighter. I don't know. One thing that people have mentioned is that, you know, if you are operating a machine towards its limit all the time, you probably need a larger machine. Well, that's fine and dandy, but the problem is like I said also in my video, that I don't want a larger frame tractor. It wouldn't work well for me. Of course, if everything in actuality, if there wasn't an issue with funds and you get to get whatever you want, and I have a suspicion that many of you are in the same position as me, you're trying to make your dollars and your investment stretch as far as you can. And so with this machine here, I bought a machine with extra capacity to be able to do this task. Someone said, if you're operating it always within limits, no, I'm not operating it always within its limits. Firewood is just a portion of what this machine does. This backhoe doesn't need a larger frame. Moving dirt doesn't need a larger frame. It's just that these totes, and again, I'm not like a big firewood operation or anything. Look at these beautiful totes. I don't think it's too much to ask to be able to fork into one of these. If it easily lifts it, and I'm able to drive on my ground being off cambered with no ballast in my tires, I believe that whatever the front end loader can lift, you ought to be able to also tilt that last inch. Any errors you saw was my being a novice today. I was too jumpy with the controls. I had the idle, I had the engine RPM way up, and I'm just trying to shoot the video, and I'm definitely not a great operator. That's just all it's to it. But at the same time, I'm also recognizing, well, let's back up. Just because someone's not an expert operator doesn't mean that their opinion isn't valid. Doesn't mean that they don't have a point to what they're saying. Some people say, I've been operating a tractor for 40 years. Well, good for you. You know, good for you. Just because you've been operating a tractor for 40 years, if you truly have been operating a tractor for 40 years and you hop onto a machine with a deficiency, you're going to recognize it. So that is I'm sorry, that's the dumbest type of comment. I can't stand those types of comments, honestly. Anyway, sorry for the rant. But anyway, needless to say, do I love this machine? I do. Am I glad I bought this machine? I am. Do I wish I bought a different machine? Not really. I like this machine. I really do. So I just wanted to address that for some of the commenters. I know that many people looked at it and said, I think he's looking at it objectively, but a lot of people didn't. And I think it is truly hopeless trying to make all the people happy all of the time, right? There's that saying, you can make some of the people happy all of the time and all of the people happy some of the time. And so as a creator, as a channel, there's no way that I can explain myself enough to really not offend everyone. So if you're interested in what I'm talking about, make sure you check out that video, 10 things I hate about my KIOTI tractor. I don't remember what the title is exactly, but something like that. And I think I was going through it objectively, talking about the things that could have been improved on. I also talked about 5 things I love about it as well. And I think too many people are incapable of watching an entire video to formulate an opinion before they start typing something out. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you found this informative. If I'm mistaken at anything, I am totally willing to hear how my test might have been slightly flawed or whatever. I don't have any bias. I don't have anything against this machine. I want this machine to perform top because, again, I spent almost 40 grand on it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.